We are wrapping up the weekend here of Chair Shot Reality. I'm Justin LeBar here in the beautiful downtown Pittsburgh Point Park University Center for Media Innovation studio, being joined by the other CSR original, Josh Eisenberg, down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Josh, let's go ahead and talk as we lead into Monday Night Raw. First, about Sami Zayn. It looks like he is going to be the opponent at Fastlane for Samoa Joe. Obviously, some type of a domino effect of Seth Rollins being injured, which we don't know even that timetable. Sami Zayn, are you buying this or not?
I'm going to buy it for WWE Fastlane, but I'm not sure if I'm going to buy it for anything further than that. Everybody wanted to see Samoa Joe and Seth Rollins, obviously, and I think that's what WWE really wanted. But circumstances, like you said, has pushed Sami Zayn to being one of the top heels in the company, or faces in the company, facing off one of the hottest heels who just debuted a few weeks ago. So it's a big opportunity for Sami Zayn. But it's kind of a step back for Samoa Joe, and I'm not sure where you fit Joe in moving forward. I mean, obviously you're going to have Joe win his debut pay-per-view, from WWE Raw since he started here. But do people really believe that Sami Zayn is a top face? I mean, he's really good, but I don't necessarily know if you can put him in the upper echelon of talent on Raw, such as Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and now Samoa Joe.
No, I agree. I'm a little perplexed too. I mean, obviously, again, the domino effect of an injury, you have to take, who you have available without, causing too much havoc on other stories. Sami Zayn obviously was, not doing anything, and he's a fan favorite, so I get that. But on the same point, here's a guy, Sami Zayn, who was, losing every match. I mean, that was the whole shtick leading up to, through much of the fall and winter time, was he couldn't win anything, and Mick Foley was, at odds with him, and, he didn't even beat Braun Strowman, he just survived. Then, yeah, he went a great distance in Rumble, but at the same time, great distance in Rumble, we've seen a lot, we've seen ridiculous guys go great distance at Rumble by hiding under the ring. So I don't know if I'm really bought into this. I do wonder, Josh, though, is that, we kind of think that if, we don't know where Seth Rollins fits in. We don't know if Seth Rollins is going to be ready to go for Mania or not. Let's say if he's not, let's say he pops up at Mania, but he's not an advertised match. I mean, do you get Samoa Joe versus Triple H? But how do you get there? I mean, does Sami Zayn pull off a miraculous victory? Does Sami Zayn beat Samoa Joe and have Triple H go, come on, man, I thought you were my tough destroyer? I mean, really, what's the plan here?
It's funny because I don't think anybody knows what the plan is until Seth Rollins says thumbs up or thumbs down, and that's the worst possible thing you can have. If Seth Rollins is hurt, that really hurts the WrestleMania card because that's a feud that they've been banking on since, August, September? Since when Finn Balor got hurt, they've been really milking that storyline, and it's really a shame if Seth Rollins can't go at WrestleMania, and the options are limited. I don't know if they have a solution. It can't be Sami Zayn and Triple H, even though some people on social media think that's a better match than a lot of the other people that they could put against Triple H. And Samoa Joe, really, how are you going to do that so quickly? I mean, he loses maybe to Sami Zayn and Triple H gets upset. I don't think that's a great idea. They're in trouble if Seth Rollins can't go because Triple H might be left off of the card. He might not be on WrestleMania's card.
And I'd have a hard time seeing that. Yeah, to the people that are saying, "Oh, Sami Zayn versus Triple H would be the best possible option then for WrestleMania." I mean, come on, let's look at it. Let's look at history here. Triple H has fought. I mean, look at it. Triple H fought The Undertaker for a couple of years. Then he's fought Sting. Then he fought Roman Reigns for a title match. Do we really think Sami Zayn is going to be what fits into that?
What about Brock Lesnar too? I mean, he's going.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. I mean, Sami Zayn isn't at the level where he should be rushed to a match against Triple H. And it's funny because if you take Samoa Joe and put him on SmackDown, and I know obviously this is just blindside now, but if you put him on SmackDown, he has options right now, which is the way they're going with the Wyatt family, of potentially facing an AJ Styles, potentially facing a John Cena. There's more options for Samoa Joe to succeed on SmackDown than there is on Raw right now, whether the Seth Rollins injury happened or not. Triple H, as much as I think he should be on every WrestleMania card until he retires because he brings that nostalgia, but he brings that fact that he can still go bell to bell for 15 to 20 minutes, he should still be that guy that Triple H should still be that guy that puts younger guys over. I'm just not sure if they're going to do that this year.
Well, I brought it up earlier in the weekend to Juice and Renell. I mean, look, AJ Styles is kind of floating out there. We're all wondering what's going to happen with him at Mania. Maybe AJ Styles moves over to Raw. I mean, AJ Styles ran the circuit in SmackDown. Maybe Styles comes over to Raw. Who wouldn't want to see either Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles or AJ Styles versus Triple H? Both of those are very intriguing, and AJ Styles has certainly earned his keep that he's worthwhile to be in that kind of a match. So
Sure.
But I think for Seth Rollins fans, I think the good news here is the fact that they're not giving us a lot of update, I think probably means that, I think if they knew that he wasn't going to be in Mania, they would have just declared that. So I don't know if he's going to be in an advertised match, but maybe he's healthy enough to where he does pop up on Mania and make his return as a run-in, but we'll have to wait and see. Another big story, probably the top story coming out of the week on Monday Night Raw was the split of the best friends of Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens in a fantastic segment.
Yeah.
Josh, some people, as always, there's always going to be second guessing. Was this done too early? Was the split done too early?
I think it was done at the right time given the circumstances. I thought that WWE would have Kevin Owens lose the championship at Fastlane in the first time Chris Jericho ever lost for him, basically meaning Jericho cost Kevin Owens the championship. But then you look at it and you think, wow, this actually is more impactful because you can have Jericho off of television for a certain amount of time. And then basically what you do after that is you have Jericho return for 3 or 4 weeks down the road, get his revenge, and boom, the more animosity is there, the bigger historical story is there. I mean, it's really a shock value, even though we all knew it was coming. And I think that does a lot more for this than Jericho trying to say, sorry, I cost you your championship. I think Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho got more steam, and I'm not as upset now if the championship is not on the line because of the execution that happened on Monday.
Yeah, no, I would agree with basically everything you said there. I think it was well done. I think it was ironic that it was one of the best segments in a long time on Raw and what was overly a pretty dull Raw overall. I think, the reveal having to be done with a list of Kevin Owens was very clever. It kind of came out of nowhere in a sense. And Jericho, I think the key here, Jericho needs to be kept off TV. I do not want to see Chris Jericho Monday night. I know they're in Los Angeles. I don't want to see him, though, on Raw. I think to sell, not even so much selling maybe the physical toll that the attack that Owens gave him, but just almost the emotional. Let Jericho needs to be off TV, I think, for a couple weeks until Fastlane. And sure, we could all say that he gets involved somehow and then that gets the title over to Goldberg. And I think something to that effect happened, and I'm still formulating, and I'm going to reveal it soon. I have an even bigger way that Jericho can get himself involved and help cost Kevin Owens that title. But I think the key right now is Jericho needs to stay off TV at least until Fastlane.
Well, he needs to stay off TV until Fastlane. If he interferes with Fastlane, that's okay. Do you see Chris Jericho, Justin, maybe not costing Kevin Owens the championship, but attacking him, and Owens actually keeps the title?
I don't see much. I don't see it. Every day that we get closer to Fastlane, I just don't see Kevin Owens keeping this Universal title, just looking at the grand picture of Goldberg and Lesnar. And I would love to see Owens and Jericho to a point with the title, but at the same time, I guess it has been proven that these guys have so much underneath of them with this emotion that it really isn't needed. That's not to say they couldn't go out there and steal the show and trump the title matches, but I don't think they're going to need the Universal title. Maybe the U.S. title is still, maybe 2 Canadians fighting for the U.S. title, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Josh Eisenberg on Twitter, at Josh Eisenberg4. Of course, Justin LeVar on Twitter will be live tweeting as we always do. We got more Chair Shot next week, and as we are on the road to WrestleMania, make sure you stick to at CS Reality on Twitter, Chair Shot Reality on Facebook, and we'll be revealing soon how you can be a part of Chair Shot Reality on WrestleMania weekend. For Josh, for Renell, for Juice, I'm Justin for Point Park. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.